The highly anticipated sequel to 2023 Super Mario Bros. Movie is finally out in theaters, and critics and fans alike are very mixed, to say the least, on the sequel's performance. I, for one, was very much looking forward to this movie, but as early reviews were coming in, that excitement turned into concern, as many reviewers were saying that this movie is worse than the first, and nothing but references and Easter eggs to Mario material. After watching the movie, I can see where their criticisms are coming from, but I don't think it's as bad as most people are saying. Let me explain. Also, quick disclaimer, this will be a spoiler-free review, as I only reference marketing material, character performances, and identify the basic outline of the story, and not go into full detail and spoil major plot points and reveals. With that being said, please enjoy the video, and I hope I can help inform you and decide if this movie is worth going to see or not. The basic premise of this movie is honestly a pretty familiar one if you've ever played a Mario game before, and kinda similar to the plot of the first movie as well. A princess needs assistance from a mustached man to stop an evil turtle from tyranny. The new evildoer, Bowser Jr., is the one causing chaos this time, and his mission is trying to accomplish these two things: get his dad back from miniature captivity he was placed in as a result of his actions and loss at the end of the last movie, and take over the galaxy as father and son. It's up to the Mario Bros again to stop the father-son duo from achieving their evil plans, being accompanied this time by allies both old and new. This journey takes them out of the familiar cozy Mushroom Kingdom we all know, and blasts them into a galactic starry setting that takes place across many galaxies, which is quite a spectacle to behold. This movie, in my opinion, succeeds on what a second movie in a series should do, which is building and adding more story elements and locations from Mario universe, while also expanding certain characters' personalities and explores new relationships as well. We get more of everything, really. More characters, more character dynamics, more locations, and much more lore expanding on the Mario mythos, while being able to tell a good story in the runtime given. That being 1 hour and 40 minutes. Not only that, but the visuals and animation in the movie itself are super impressive and honestly quite breathtaking in certain scenes. The movie is downright beautiful, and the animation team behind it deserves major props for creating such artistic environments, capturing the stellar sight and atmosphere which is Mario Galaxy. Another thing that deserves props is the characters' performances, specifically Benny Safdie as Bowser Jr. I'll be honest, I was not initially on board with Safdie's casting at first, but he quickly won me over in a couple of scenes because I think he nailed the voice, mannerisms, and attitude of that little rascal Bowser Jr. The rest of the cast also succeeds in varying degrees in their characters' performances as well too. Notably, Charlie Day as Luigi, Anya Taylor-Joy as Princess Peach, and Jack Black as Bowser. These three give it their all in their performances of these characters, and anytime they were on screen, I was all ears and eyes to them, enjoying every second of their performance shown. That's not to say other characters' performances were lackluster either. I think the rest of the cast did a fine enough job in their own right. Newcomers like Brie Larson as the Cosmic Princess Rosalina and Donald Glover as Yoshi do a fine job in their roles respectively. My only gripe with them being the lack of screen time Rosalina got, and the very limited vocabulary Glover had for his character. But regardless, great voice work from what I heard. Now Chris Pratt as the main character, Mario, like the last movie, also does a fine job in voicing the iconic plumber as well. Nothing out of the ordinary, but does a satisfactory job as our Jumpman Mario. That's honestly how I could best describe the sequel, really. More of what you liked before, and then some. Very extra on the then some as well, as this movie is jam-packed to the brim with a plethora of Mario and Nintendo references, ranging from smaller cameos like certain characters appearing on posters or in the backgrounds of certain scenes, to having a full-blown crossover with Star Fox's very own Fox McCloud, being voiced by Glenn Powell. To be brief and real quick on this cameo though, Glenn does a fine job as Fox, but I was not a fan of this rendition of the character's personality in this movie. If you played a Star Fox game before, you're aware of the personality he'd have, and the movie personality did not line up at all with what I'm familiar with. I mean, to be fair, I only have played Star Fox Assault and Star Fox 64, so maybe he's a bit more dorky in the other games, but this one, it was a far cry, to say the least. Nonetheless, this cameo, while different, and actually kind of spoiled by Nintendo themselves actually before the movie released, was cool to see on screen, but this kind of supports the theory of why this movie suffers in the first place. Too much of a good thing. What I mean by that is like what the critics were saying. This movie is overloaded with references and callbacks to many, many Mario games that have been made. And while a Mario fan would be over the moon and ecstatic pointing out all the things to recognize and are aware of, my question is, would the average moviegoer get as much enjoyment out of this movie as a Mario fan would? Would they see Fox and be blown away, or not think much, if at all really, about the appearance of a different video game character in this movie? Adding on to this, I think the movie also suffers from a story/identity crisis as well. It packs so much from so many Mario games that it doesn't let the namesake of the game it's based on get recognition, and gets muddled in the many other titles the Mario name has been associated with. Yes, we visit many galaxies and are introduced to Rosalina, one of the most important characters of Super Mario Galaxy as well as the Mario mythos itself, but other than that and a handful of galaxy-specific power-ups, the representation of Super Mario Galaxy 1 and 2 is overshadowed by the amount of other Mario stuff being presented. Naming this movie should have been the new Super Mario World, Sunshine, Odyssey, Galaxy, Wonder movie, plus Yoshi Safari Commando 2. All jokes aside, and the faults this movie has, it's still a good time. Chances are, if you're a Mario fan, you've probably already seen this movie. And if you're not a Mario fan, but we're on the fence about watching this movie, I'd say go for it. At its lowest, I'd consider it a 5 out of 10 due to the sporadic story and over-reliance on references, but at its best, a high 7 out of 10 because of the visuals, the character performances, and humor too. I honestly laughed way more than I thought I would. I think this is a movie that everyone could enjoy, especially Mario fans. But like I said in the beginning, it's not as terrible as people are saying, but between this movie and the first one, the well-crafted one would be the latter. For the next movie, I think it would help more if they stuck to one specific Mario story, like Mario Land, or 3, and find a nice blend of story and references. A very slippery slope and a hard balance to find for sure, but one that I think is plausible. Hey everyone, thanks so much for watching the video. I hope I was able to help you come to a consensus on viewing the movie, or at the very least, was entertained and a little informed on it. For those of you who have seen it, share down below in the comments what you thought of the movie, and please, keep it civil and be nice to each other. If you want to hear more about my thoughts on certain movies and games, consider subscribing to my channel. I don't know how often I'll be posting, but I'll try to aim for at least one video every other month. Also, consider liking this video, as it will help my channel grow. Thank you so much again, have a good day, and take care.